Sitakubita sive kusukela mhla ka-22 June kuya ku-12 July kutabe kuhlungwa lamagama labhalisiwe kuthi angawo yini nine bekunene.
Yebo Nduna. Ngumbonile nje lomunye lapha ephepheni kuthiwa wakasmuggling. Ngapha umuntu wakasmuggling kodwa la engqulini ungakubi. Uliqinisile kufuneka sikubukisise lokho ngoba labantu ngibo laba labasonela lolukhetho. Sicela ukuthi Nduna ukusebenze kakhulu lokho kokwathi ukuthi sikhethe abantu lokungibona abafanele kulomphakathi.
Maswati lamahle asambeni siyohlakula loluhla kwenta isiqiniseko ukuthi imininingwane yethu ibhaliseke kahle.
Good evening, this is Eswatini TV News at 8. I am Notile Sitole alongside Zamanzi Manze. First up, let's have a look at our top stories. The Deputy Prime Minister Themba Masuku urges for the invitation and participation of chiefs in the Youth Agriculture Indaba. The Ministry of Education and Training's Portfolio Committee has tabled its report on the Teaching Service Commission Bill of 2022. Acting Principal Secretary in the Ministry of Housing and Urban Development says it is all systems go in the local government elections tomorrow. The news. The Deputy Prime Minister Themba Masuku has urged the Ministry of Agriculture to invite chiefs to the Youth in Agriculture Indaba as young people have voiced concern that they lack land to do farming. The Deputy Prime Minister was speaking at Mavuso Trade and Exhibition Center on the last day of the Youth in Agriculture Indaba.
Lack of land for farming is one of the major challenges that the youth in agriculture has voiced concern about. This has prompted the Deputy Prime Minister Themba Masuku to urge the Ministry of Agriculture to invite chiefs to the Youth in Agriculture Indaba as they are custodians of the land. He urges the youth not to give up on their dreams of becoming agriculture entrepreneurs as they have the capability to make Eswatini food sustainable.
Indzaba yemhlaba kule summit letako emhlonishwa agriculture ngicela mina ukuthi timenywe tikhulu ngesifundza titokuvala abantwana le youth ukuthi itsini. Nine, you are the first group kuleli level and you must consider that and know you are the first group lefike yahlala ndzawonye youth itokhuluma ngeagriculture. You can't fail.
Nampot's Chief Executive Officer Bekizwe Mazia has promised to fully support the youth in their agricultural initiatives. He says their extension officers stand ready.
Sayake lesihamba nayo ke nasinyalo ukuthi ngabe nasisukuma sikhulumisana nalaba labangibona babolekisa imali. Singataka kanjani inhlelo letingabasita ke labantu labasha ukuthi bakhone ukutithola letimali letenele usukumisa lemisebenzi labafuna kuyicala.
Eswatini National Agricultural Union's Chief Executive Officer Lwazi Mamba says they will work with the Minister of Agriculture in addressing the challenges faced by the youth in farming.
Sifanele kubabambisa labantu labasha esigabeni se-information ngoba lokunye kwaletimvo letibekuvele kukhona indzaba kwekuthi abakwati labanye. Lokunye indzaba yokuthi bakubukela khashane ngathi imvo le ngasikomela kwekuthi bayitfole kanje ungaze uqale ukusebente uphindze futhi ube nalokubambisako lotakusita ukuthi wo loku ungakwenda kanjena lo ungakwenda kanjena.
Over 500 youth attended the two-day event which started on Thursday. For Eswatini TV News, Nelson Ngamandla, Vuminkosi Nzinisa, Manzini.
The Ministry of Education and Training's Portfolio Committee in the House of Assembly has tabled its report on the Teaching Service Commission Bill of 2022. The report states that the Swaziland National Association of Teachers wants a seat in the TSC. The ministry says membership in the commission is based on the national constitution.
This report was tabled by Chairperson Nowakama. This report is on the Teaching Service Commission Bill of 2022. The report states that the bill will repeal and replace the TSC Act of 1982. This bill will give power to the TSC. This bill will differentiate between an educator and a teacher. It states that a teacher is a person who successfully completes a course of training for teachers, while an educator is a person who educates, teaches, and trains other persons. The report states that the Swaziland National Association of Teachers wants to be represented in the composition of the commission to ensure transparency. SNAT says this is in the spirit of good industrial relations and an international trend. The report also says the Minister of Education said the bill seeks to align the legislation with the national constitution. The report says the constitution states that public officers, including teachers, cannot be part of the commission. This report is yet to be debated in the House. For Eswatini TV News, Temgosima Vimbela, Parliament.
Acting Principal Secretary in the Ministry of Housing and Urban Development, Makosi Smelane, says it is all systems go in the local government elections tomorrow. Smelane says voting stations in all 13 towns will start at 7 a.m. and close at 6 p.m. Smelane says voters should carry their national identity cards or slips given to them during registration.
Minister of Housing and Urban Development will tomorrow, the 24th of June 2023, conduct the local municipality elections in all 13 towns of the Kingdom of Eswatini. Now we have come to the day, tomorrow is the penultimate day, where all town residents and property owners, as they qualified to register, will choose their candidates, or they'll choose their councillors for local government. The polling stations will open as early as 7 a.m. tomorrow and will remain open until 6 p.m. All those that qualify or registered will be expected to carry with them their national identity cards, carry with them the slips that were given to them upon registration. But if it happens that either of the two has been misplaced, you are not barred from going to the polling station.
The private sector has great potential in assisting government to minimize the effects of climate change. According to the Director for the Meteorology Department, Dudu Nhlengetwa, the private sector can assist in financing projects that seek to address issues of climate change. Nhlengetwa was speaking during a stakeholders consultation workshop for private sector engagement to climate change action.
The Kingdom of Eswatini is experiencing the effects of climate change in different sectors such as agriculture, infrastructure, and business, among other sectors. The Ministry of Tourism and Environmental Affairs, with its partners and stakeholders, are looking at ways in which the private sector can assist in providing financial support through the stakeholder engagement with private sector in climate action. Speaking about the meeting, the Meteorology Department Director, Dudu Nhlengetwa, says they have been able to develop a framework that will help on how the private sector can assist in providing the finance.
Lokumcoka ukuthi siphokophele kusilive laseSwatini libe ngilelo lelikhona kokumelana nokuguquka kwesimo selitulu nalelingafaki isandla ekuguqukeni kwaso. As we are sisebenza indzaba yokuguquka kwesimo selitulu, siyathinga lo ukuthi ibe yesive sonke and sive sonke kufaka ekhathi nalabo labangekho ngaphansi kwahulumende. Sathi ke sikwenta lokho sadikhanza nasi developer le project lena le kungiyona ibukene nekusakhela ema proposal la kakhulumisa tindzaba temandi nokuguquka kwesimo selitulu, sabuka ukuthi asifake nendzaba yokuthi sisitakale ukuthi sakhe indlela yokuthi ngabe singasebenzisana kanjani nezinhlangothi letingekho phansi kwahulumende.
Nhlengetwa says Eswatini should understand that climate change issues needs financial support. Nhlengetwa says the Green Indaba that the country hosted last month allowed them to formulate the strategy that will guide the support. The Kingdom of Eswatini has put together an ambitious nationally determined contribution which specify the programs that the country has to address climate change. For Eswatini TV News, Sondomlangeni, Themba Shabangu, Mbabane.
Macmillan has officially launched the poetry and writing competition, which the company has sponsored with 150,000 emalangeni. The marketing officer, Siboniso Slongonyane, says this is an opportunity afforded to all Form 1 to Form 5 learners in all schools in Eswatini to showcase their writing skills, as this could lead to them living their lives through soft skills in the future, as there is currently lack of employment opportunities.
The marketing officer says learners should grab this opportunity with both hands, as it is meant to ensure that they sharpen their writing skills. He states that this is the second year that Macmillan has run the competition.
Sathi-ke Nkosi yami singaphane asiphinde siuchase nalo nyaka ngemali engu-150,000 kusho ukuthi leyo mali leyo itawusita ukuthi bantwana bakhona ukuthi babhale tinkondlo baphinde babhale tinzatshana letifishane short stories etikolweni.
Amgelisiwe Nhlengethwa from the Association of English Teachers urges the learners to come up with original ideas for the competition.
Macmillan has allowed us to allow our learners an opportunity to speak in English, which is an opportunity that they struggle to get nowadays for a variety of reasons. So engaging in this poetry competition is going to allow them that opportunity to practice speaking in English.
Macmillan has stated that it is yet to communicate with schools on the procedures of the competition. For Eswatini TV News, Nelson Dlangamandla, Thembinkosi Mavimbela, Matsapa.
The Deputy Prime Minister's office encourages schools to establish exhibition rooms where they can keep portraits of successful people who were once students to inspire other students. This was shared by the Director of National Children's Coordination Unit, Mhambi Dlangamandla, during the celebration of the Day of the African Child held at Mangane High School.
The Deputy Prime Minister's office continues with the Day of the African Child in Eswatini campaign as they moved to Mangayane. This year's theme encourages the rights of the child in the digital environment. The Director for the National Children's Coordination Unit in the Deputy Prime Minister's office, Mhambi Dlangamandla, says currently they are encouraging schools to use former students who are successful as an example for pupils to be inspired. Dlangamandla says the campaign allows the DPM's office to engage with young people in different issues that has to do with their rights.
Abaphathi betikolo ube bebangaba nelihola lelikanjena lapho khona batawufaka tithombe tebantu labandlulile la esikolweni mhlawumbe baphasa kahle mhlawumbe namhla bangilokwa lokukhulu kuze ukuthi umntwana lo yofika mhlawumbe 10 years kulodako utawusinaka ngena la iholeni atsinaka buka abone minister wakuphi kuphi ukuthi hawu kanaye wafunza la esikolweni.
The Eswatini Communications Commission's Communications Manager, Fisiwe Vilane, gave pupils safety tips on how to use the internet safely.
If you get a message that is not nice about yourself, it is important that you tell your teacher, your guardian, your parent. You can even go to the police. That is an option for you. We make sure that we protect other people's information. Without their consent, we don't go around posting it anyhow.
The UNICEF Youth Ambassador encouraged young people to speak up when they are abused. For Eswatini TV News, Sondomlangeni, Mankayane.
The Eswatini Medical Christian University and the Central University of Technology in the Free State have signed a memorandum of understanding which will help in promoting collaboration on research and promote better understanding between faculty, staff and students between the two universities. The acting Vice-Chancellor, Professor Isabel Zwane, says the major objective of the memorandum of understanding is to ensure that the universities offer world standard courses.
The MOU we're signing today commits us as MCO and CUT towards common goals, which include the production of quality graduates, of internationalization of education, promotion of quality assurance mechanisms, community engagement, and research.
The director of the Central University of Technology Velcom campus, Professor Solomon Makola, says the collaboration between the two universities will help in exchanging educational values.
As a start, we are going to have a training session. And this will be one of the many interventions that are going to take place between the two institutions. Because I believe we have 4 important values. And number one, fundamental value is the creative value, the innovation. We are saying as the Central University of Technology that we want to be an engaged university. We want to be a university that shapes the future through innovation. And you cannot shape the future through innovation if you don't collaborate.
The Memorandum of Understanding will run for the next 5 years. For Eswatini TV News, Lalswendla Ngamandla, Mbongwa Dube, Mbabane.
As part of its 21 Days of Yellow Care program, MTN Eswatini has assisted a youth of Moyeni and Damanzini North in Kundla to grow his pork selling business by constructing a pigsty that will enable him to rear pigs for slaughtering and selling on a bigger scale. We have a report.
After dropping out of Egululameni Vocational Center due to shortage of funds, Samgelo Mhlanga did not allow this to determine his fate, but decided to start a small business whereby he sells pork to make ends meet. Samgelo's story was flagged by Eswatini TV during one of the career expos organized by the Ministry of Labour and Social Security, where MTN Eswatini spotted it and sprang into action.
When he was asked what is his big dream and his big vision, it was to have a small business where he could then rear his own pigs and and sort of grow that business as a piggery business. So that is why we are here today. Short term, we're going to buy him ingulube and then support him for the artificial insemination. We are hoping that it will give us 16 piglets. We will then still partner with him, make sure that he sells half of his piglets, keeps the half, grows those half, and then he starts slaughtering those to grow his business.
A representative of Mnyenyoni Chiefdom says other youth can emulate Samgelo by working hard to improve their lives as their future is in their own hands. Samgelo says his dream is to see his business counted amongst the most successful businesses in the country.
MTN waba nefiso sekungikhuphula sekuthatha ibhizinisi yami ifike emaphupheni ami.
Other partners working with MTN Eswatini in this initiative are the Minister of Labour and Social Security and the Eswatini National Youth Council. Reporting for Eswatini TV, Mbongwa Dube, Tami Mabuza in Babane.
Kanyisile Primary School has demonstrated that schools should not be institutions where pupils are confined to just books, but should go further to educate learners about humanity. The school carries out this important lesson through encouraging pupils to donate food and clothes, among other things, to be given to the less privileged. This year, the school donated these items to 4 institutions.
Unlike wild berries, humanity does not grow on bushes, but comes from a good upbringing and a pure heart. Kanyisile Primary School pupils will grasp this crucial lesson from an early age as their school encourages them to give back to society. This is an annual practice which benefits hundreds of people.
This year, we have included Mangwanani Care Point. But we have always looked after Hope House, we've looked after Murray Camp, and we've looked after Vulamasango. We are trying to teach them that as much as they are privileged to have everything or as many things as their parents can possibly afford, but there are children out there in the very same communities where they grow up that don't have what they have.
Beneficiaries received food, blankets, and cleaning products. In 2021, United Nations Operational Support Under-Secretary General Atul Khari said participating in charitable acts reminds people that love and kindness can brighten the hearts of others even during the darkest of times. Kari further said that true happiness is derived not from what people get, but from what they give. For Eswatini TV News, Temgosima Vimbela, Manzini.
And now we'll go for an ad break and we'll be seeing you in a bit.
At Spar, we've worked hard to get you low prices on great products every day. Like Kellogg's Instant Noodles Multi-Pack for only $23.99 and Pampers Baby Dry Nappies or Nappy Pants Value Pack for just $179.99. It's low prices for you every day at Spar.
Today, you have a choice. How will you become future ready? Are you equipped to lead? How will you transform your career? Regent Business School empowers you with the leadership and entrepreneurial skills to disrupt, rethink, innovate, and be the future. Visit regent.ac.za to register today.
Welcome back. You are still watching Eswatini TV News at 8, but first, here's a look at our financial indicators.
B.
And moving on to sports, local swimmer Smanga Dlamini, who is in Tunisia for...
Three players under Eswatini Techball Federation also had their final preparations ahead of the opening ceremony. Players Menzim Nisi, Sposetus Konze and Spesihle Dlamini are all from Olymp Africa Club, attended a cultural event in Hammamet, Tunisia on Friday morning. Moving on with the sport roundup, Skaratinto Foundation hosted their semi-final games for the under-17 women and under-15 males respectively at the Manzini Club. Cindy Zwano, who is Skaratinto Foundation project manager, says their objective is to see a balance between sports and academics in students.
The program is all about nurturing talent yabamfana beskola, because we're trying to not discriminate labamfana labangati abasiko strong like my academics. So we just want them to realize that there's also a future and you can, I don't know, somehow make income to sustain you and your family through soccer.
The finals of the Skaratinto Foundation will be played next weekend at the Mavuso Sports Center. Reporting for Eswatini TV Sports, I'm Linda Dlamini, Mbabane.
That's all for now. Before I go, here's a reminder of our top stories. The Deputy Prime Minister Themba Masuku urges for the invitation and participation of chiefs in the Youth Agriculture in Ndaba. The Ministry of Education and Training's Portfolio Committee has tabled its report on the Teaching Service Commission Bill of 2022. Acting Principal Secretary in the Ministry of Housing and Urban Development says it is all systems go in the local government elections tomorrow. And it's a wrap. Up next is the weather update from myself and the team here at Eswatini TV. Many thanks for your company. Good evening.
At Spar, we've worked hard to get you low prices on great products every day. Like 900-gram Bokoma Wheat Bix for only $49.99 and Nestle Milo Tin for just $54.99. It's low prices for you every day at Spar.